So, first thing is, Areini Mekaja asked me, the Limud Torah Zabbeinu, the Chala Tzadikim Amitim Sheikh Naofel, the Gdoshim Ashabar Tzheima, the Frat Rabbeinu HaKodesh, Tzadik Yisoid Olam Nachal Neveh Mekor Chachma, Rabbeinu Nachal Fegel Skuti Yogan Rabbeinu HaKodesh Yisrael Amen. I'm sure you learned in Torah Days about his kashus with tzaddikim. In Torah Days, you learned about connecting to the tzaddik. And from there, Bresel Chassidim are knowing that every tefillah, every mitzvah, whatever you can, you do b'eskashos to the tzaddikim. It can't hurt. It could only help. The Rebbe talks about tefillah specifically, but especially when I don't know what I'm saying and I'm surrendering. So the way I try to learn Likutei Moharan, the way I try to learn with others Likutei Moharan is the first thing is I try to get into the position of Makabel. Try to go into, not that I'm trying to take something, I'm trying to receive something. Even though you would say every time we learn Torah, we're trying to receive. But there's receiving from a position of taking, and there's receiving from a position of receiving. What is it? This Shabbos is Parshas Matos Masa, right? So I didn't really learn the Parsha. I'm looking for something to know on the Parsha this week, something inspiring on the Parsha. So I look in this Sefer, and I look up according to the Parsha, and I want to get something, but I'm really taking, because I'm not positioning myself. I'm looking for something because I want to find something on Parshas Matos Masa. When we learn the Rav Nachman's Torah, it doesn't make a difference which Torah we're learning. It's not about the Parsha. It's about my life. It's about how do I change my life. It's about avodah. It's about awareness of understanding what is it that I'm challenged with. What is it that how can I be proactive about not meeting my challenge, being differently, and then when I do meet my challenge, how do I get out of my challenge? And if I fail in my challenge, what do I do then? And Rav Nachman has all the stages. He goes through all the stages. He gives you medicine proactively, how to save yourself from challenges, that those type of challenges you shouldn't even be challenged, or that you could detect the challenge right away and be able to sideswipe the challenge, or if Chaz v'Shalom I'm in the challenge, I should be able to be victorious in that challenge. Or if I fail in the challenge, how do I fix? And Rav Nachman is all about fixing. There's almost not a Torah in the Likutei Moharan where he doesn't talk about a problem and a challenge, and he doesn't talk about how to fix the problem and how to. So the first word here is surrender. I am surrendering to this tzaddik for this moment, for this time, and when I do this, I don't know. I did not look at the Torah before. I've learned this Torah already before in my life, but I didn't because I didn't know which Torah to learn. Is it Torah Hey, Torah Vav? I said, you know something, I'm coming in together with everybody. We're going to learn the Torah together, because the Rebbe is going to teach us the Torah today as if I never heard the Torah before. I'm going to learn something today together with Be'ez Hashem. We are going to learn something together, and we're going to be able to apply it in my life today and tomorrow, and like you said, we're going to chazer it. It's not just the chazara of the limud of the Torah and the fascination of the Torah, but the chazara of how do I apply this? How do I internalize this? How do I change? How do I live my life differently tomorrow than I live my life today? So, when I say Hareini Mekasher, I'm going to the place of surrender. Rebbe, talk to me. I know that you're going to talk to me. You always talk to me. And I'm opening my brain and I'm opening my heart. Help me get closer to Hashem. So that's the introduction to Torah Vav. Zog the Heilige Rebbe. Vayoyma Hashem el Moshe Kra es Yoshua. This pasuk is a pasuk in the Dvarim where the Eibishter is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, it's time for you to depart. Cross Yeshua, bring Yeshua, because it's time. I told you about this in last week's parasha, we spoke with the smicha. But now, I'm telling you, this is the real time. This is the time, and Yeshua ben Nun, this is all in the bottom. You have it in Pinchas, and then you have it in the end of the bottom. So this pasuk is talking about Moshe Rabbeinu passing over the torch to Yeshua, but physically passing over the torch to Yeshua. And as you learned in the previous stories, the Rebbe's derech is he starts off with either a Maimah Chazal or a pasuk, and then he goes away from the pasuk completely until the end, and he builds a whole building of different things. And then, if you chop the map of the Torah, the pasuk fits in a different way. It's not just that it fits in; it's a nice word. But all of a sudden you have a new message in what happened then that's happening now. That's another very important thing, is always to understand that even when the Rebbe talks about tzaddikim, he's always talking to you. It's not like he's telling you this is just there. If it was avodah for the tzaddikim, he didn't have to give him the Likutei Moharan for us. Everything here, even when it seems like it's not talking to you, it has to be talking to you. So let's see how this Torah is going to be talking to us. Zog the Heilige Rebbe. Kitzor kol adam, the ma'id b'chvoid atzmoi, the harbo is b'chvoid hamakom. This is a very loaded statement. I want to briefly explain it. I would like to try to go through Aleph and Beis, just Taich, review the map, and then start to analyze it, with your permission, since it's just me and you. So Rebbe says here that you have to minimize your own covet and maximize the covet of Hashem. We're going to talk about this. Believe me, just this statement alone, we could have a whole share on this sentence of the Mayid b'chvoid atzmai, the Harbos b'chvoid hamakom. We could stay on this for the whole share. But I want to progress and try to bring a few points out. Someone who chases covet, he's not going to merit Kvoid Elikim. Soon we'll see what Kvoid Elikim is. But what will he get? He's going to get Kvoid Malachim. Elul Kvoid Malachim. Shenem Aboy. Then what does it say about Kvoid Malachim? The honor of kings. Kvoid Malachim, Chakor Dova. The honor of the kings, Chakor Dova. You have to investigate. Zog the Rebbe, what does it mean, Chakor Dova? The Hakol Choykrim Achro V'Shoya. Everybody investigates after this person, and they ask, "Mi who's there? Who is this person? And what is this person?" They get such honor. And they fight with him. They said, "You're not roy for this covet." Look what's going on in the world right now. You can just see right now with Donald Trump, right? You see, it's Chakor Dova on every single type of thing that they can try to find. Ain't a royal covet, not royal to this covet. Right? But someone who runs away from this covet, that what does it mean he runs away from the covet? The Rebbe is expressing. Running away from covet is being memayid b'choid atzmai. It's minimizing your own covet and marbe b'choid hamakom. And to be marbe b'choid hamakom. Azai u'zoicha the covet of the kim. Then he's zoicha to real covet, which is covet of the kim, the godly covet. And then nobody investigates his covet, if he's ro, if he's not. All of Nema, this person that says, the honor of God is hidden. What does it mean, Rabbi said, because you're not allowed to investigate and delve into this cover. So in review, there's two types of cover. There's Kvoid Malachim and there's Kvoid Elikim. Kvod Melachim, the honor of kings, is a covered that's Chakor Davar. Chakor Davar means everybody's asking, that he's not worthy of this honor. And then there's a Kvod Elikim that's Hasner Davar. That Kvod Elikim is a covered that nobody asks Osa. Rav is telling you Osa Lachka covered. If this is Kvod Elikim, it's a Kvod Ruchni, godly covered. How do you know now what is Kvod Elikim and what's Kvod Melachim? The Rebbe gave a very simple thing. Someone, the Mishnah says, someone who's Roy Devachah covered is considered Kvod Melachim. Someone who's Bayreach Ben HaKovet is considered Kvod Elikim. Now, what determines what's considered Bayreach Ben HaKovet and Roy Devachah HaKovet? So the Rebbe gave us a phrase in the beginning to tell us someone who's Memayid B'Chvod Atzmai, Emar B'Chvod HaMokor, seems like it's two avodas. He has to be Memayid with it. We'll talk about it afterwards. He has to be Memayid with his own covenant and that is someone who is running away from covenant because he doesn't want the covenant for himself. He wants only Kvod Elikim. All he wants is to be Marbe B'Chvod HaMokor.
How can you Marbe B'Chvod HaMokor if this Kvod Elikim has you don't know how to do it?
You're not, because you're giving it to the Eibishter.
Because you may not, you're automatically the other one.
Oh, so you're asking a question, good question, that I think this is what you're asking. If I'm being Memayid B'Chvod Atzmai, I'm automatically being Marbe B'Chvod HaMokor. Because how can I be Memayid B'Chvod Atzmai without being Marbe B'Chvod HaMokor? Is it possible? No. So, but the Rebbe seems to say it's two avodas. There's a void of being Memayid B'Chvod Atzmai. There's a void of being Marbe B'Chvod HaMokor. Now you're asking a different question. Kvod Elikim, Hasner Davar. So Kvod Elikim, what does it mean to be Marbe B'Chvod HaMokor? If I don't know, so the Rebbe is teaching Hasner Davar different. The Rebbe is telling you Hasner Davar is not that I don't know. It's that when I'm in this now, could be what you're saying is later on in the Torah. We'll come to it's a good, first of all, it's a good deal. The question is a good question. But let's go on the simple surface level without going into depth of it. Hasner Davar, here the Rebbe is telling you, is Asur Lachkor Alakot. That when I see Kvod Elikim, I am not allowed to be Choker on this cup. So it's not that it's Hasner, but it is. You'll see later that you're right also. But let's wait. So again, that's Sif Aleph. Now let's go into Sif Beis, and then we'll come back to Sif Aleph. The EF Shalisko is the cover that's there. And it's impossible to get to this covenant of Kvod Elikim, like you said. How do I get to this Kvod Elikim? The only way for me to get to Kvod Elikim is through Tshuva. The Ikra Tshuva. Now, these are big words here. These words, every Bresel of Chosed knows this word. Every single Bresel of Chosed knows this word. Because the Rebbe is saying Ikra Tshuva. It's a big question. The Rambam gives us Hilchos Tshuva, tells us Charot Alova, Kabol Al-Hosid, Achi Yivod Olav Yideh, Taluma Sholo Yechdoid. Here the Rebbe is saying, no, Ikra, I got a whole new remedy, whole new recipe for Tshuva. Ikra Tshuva, you want to know what Ikra Tshuva is? Kishi Yishma, his Yoinoi, Yidoin Yishma. When he hears his humiliation, his shame, Yidoim v'yishtok. What's the difference between Yidoim and Yishtok?
I don't know what Yidoim.
So what does it mean?
It's like a completely acceptance.
Very. Yishtok is just being quiet, but I'm still angry inside. I'm still not accepting inside. Yidoim is by Yidoim Aaron, he accepted it. Not only, so the question is then why is it Yidoim v'yishtok? It should be Yishtok v'Yidoim. It should be first Ikra and then Yidoim. No. Ikra Tshuva Ushi Yishma B'Zyoinoi, that you should hear your B'Zoyin, and the first thing is right away. Even though I don't feel acceptance yet, I know it's from you, Hashem. I know it's not my wife. I know it's not my children. I know it's not my friend. I know it's not it's not the environment. I'm feeling shame and humiliation, and I know it's coming from you, and that is my children. Because there's a big question. Sheyishma b'zyoinoi that means I have to wait. The question is like this: in order for me to do tshuva, I have to wait for you to shame me. How could it be? How could it be? Ikra tshuva. I have to, in order for me to do tshuva, so I need you to shame me in order for me to do tshuva. With Medayik, the Rebbe says, "Kishi yishma bezyoin noi." He hears his own shame, and soon we're going to talk about it. I want to get to it, but when a person hears his own shame, how do you hear your own shame? We're going to talk about it. What does it mean to hear your own shame? We're going to get to it today. Now he goes a little Kabbalistic. We're just going to say the word. There is no covet needs a chaf. There's no covet without a chaf. What does that mean? Needs a husband. But kaf, and kaf represents keser. Chinas and keser, we know, is shem ekir. Chinas ekir. Let's just accept it, okay? Covet, there's no covet without a chaf. What does that mean? It's a lashon hazara. Well, by the way, I don't know. First of all, I don't know. I don't pretend to know. I don't know. So I'm going to say it. Maybe we could say just something to listen. To be able to satisfy us, to go back to, but covet there's no covet without a chaf. The ois chaf represents keser. Keser is the highest sphere, and keser is the shame of ekya, and ekya is another zaman lemehev. Ekya means I am ready to exist. Not I exist, I am ready to exist. Ano, there's a lashon hazara. Ano zaman lemehev. So says the Rebbe. He's explaining why is the tshuva ikar tshuva yishma b'zayni yidim v'yishtak. I'll explain to you why. Because cover, there's no cover without chaf. And a chaf is keser, and keser is ekya. B'chinas tshuva, because ekya is tshuva. What is tshuva? Tshuva is I want to start again. I want to come back to you. I want to return to you. Ano zaman lemehev. I am ready to exist. That means till now is about Avera, and now I want to do tshuva. So tshuva means I want to exist. I am not living. So maybe I was existing, but I'm not living. I need zaman lemehev. I am ready, prepared to exist and live. Hainu. So now the Rebbe is explaining. Before a person does tshuva, he's not really in Havaya. As if he was not even put into this world. There's no Havaya. Because it's better off not being born than being born. When a person comes to purify himself, to do tshuva, then he goes into a new category called ekya, which is hainu sheyeh lo yavayah. Because till now, when he was in Aveira, he had no avaya. And now that he wants to do tshuva and he wants to purify himself, now he's saying, okay, now I'm ready to exist. I'm ready to exist because living is only living ruchni, spiritual. If I'm not living spiritual, if I'm not living with connection to Hashem, then I'm existing. I'm not living. I'm alive. The animals are also alive. But if I want to be in Havaya, if I want to be present, if I want to live the moment, not the past and not the future moment. They say about where I heard this from Rav Nachman Fried. He said like this: we say in Ma'ariv, in front of me and from behind me. What about where I am? What in front of me, but you protect me from the sun in front of me. What about where I am? Where I am, doesn't that have a place? He said, I don't remember from who he said it from, but he said like this, that because the Yetzer Hara only has power on the future and on the past. To tell you, you know what you did yesterday? Who are you? And you know, tomorrow, who are you fooling? Tomorrow you think you're going to change? It's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. I'm going to get you. But he has no power in the present. So he's always distracting you with the past and the future. But he has no power in the present. When a person, and that's why the Eitzah is, you tell the Eitzah, not now. In an hour? Okay, I'll meet you in an hour. an hour, not now.
He's already present.
What?
He's already present. Everything is already present.
If you live in the present, you have a power over him in the present. The only power he has is that he doesn't let you live in the present. He's always making you live. Do we live in the present? 99% of the people, we do not live in the present moment. We're either worried about tomorrow or we're fordagged about something that happened yesterday. But living in the present, we don't have. But if a person is able to live in that present moment and accept the present moment, whatever he's going to go through in the present moment, that's Havaya. That's Ekya is I will exist. Havaya, Shem Havaya is I existed. But Ekya is I am ready to exist. Now, the Shem Ekya by HaKadosh Baruch Hu was Koydem HaBriya. Havaya is in the Briya. Ekya is before the Briya. Havaya is an Elikim. I forgot how it goes. I think this is not my forte, but Ekya is before the Briya, Havaya is in the Briya, and I forgot, maybe Shem Elikim, I don't remember, is in the future. I think Elikim. You had it in Torah Vav. B'Hashem Halal Dova, B'Havaya Halal Dova, B'Elikim Halal Dova. That Kishodim Yoideh Shekol Ma'Yirosav Heim L'Toivasai, right? You remember the Torah Vav, when a person knows that everything that goes through happens to him is for his good. That means he's able to say a bracha on something tragic. It says, today we make a bracha on good, and Dayanim is on something bad. Everything's going to be atoy v'ameitim. What changes? What changes? Was it bad? It wasn't bad. The problem is we don't have the das to see that the things that are tragic and bad are really not bad. Because there is no bad. Even the most horrible thing that we look at, horror and tragic, the etzim is not bad. When we see the view from the internal view, when we're able to, that's what das is. When you see the view from an internal view, you see that there's nothing there. There's nothing that should only bust. We're looking from the external view. So in the external view, we have a bracha. Okay. So Havaya, going back to the power of Havaya, is the power of presence. Tshuva is, I am ready to become present. I'm not present yet, but I am ready to become present. Because till now, I was not present. And when I was not present, I had no reason to be existing, to live in the world. But now that I have, I know Zaman Lamavi, so that's tshuva. I know Zaman Lamavi. Zebechinas Keser. That is the union of Keser. Keser, which is the highest place of the thing. This place of Ano Zaman Lamavi, this place of Ekya, of I want to exist, is the highest place. Why? Because Keser Loshen Hamton. Keser, even though it's a crown, Keser means a crown, but it's a lotion of waiting, Hamton. Chinas Tshuva, which is a China of Tshuva. The Chazal tell us, if someone comes to be Messiah himself, Messiah, they help him. And the Gemara says, Mashal. How do they help him? Someone who comes to buy persimmons. You know what a farsimmon is? Persimmons. They tell him, wait. It's like a very good smelling fruit, a persimmon, and they say he comes to buy it, and they say, 1 second, wait a minute, let me go get it for you. Hamte. So you see that kesef, zebechinas kesef, like the pasuk tells us, there's a pasuk in Iyov, Katar li ze'er, wait for me a little bit, ve'achveko, and I don't know, ve'achveko, we have to look at the taich, but I think it means, and ve'achveko, and I will show you. In other words, we're learning from it, the Rebbe is telling us, this madrega of tshuva, which is kesser, which is ekeh, which is this place of I am ready to exist, this is a lashon of hamton. Because tshuva comes with patience. A person can decide, he can make the decision that from now on I'm going to be about tshuva. But it takes time. It's a process. It's not something that just the decision happens in a second. I know some of them are heavy, but the havaya of it, the bringing yourself into havaya, that is a process because you have a lot of baggage to uncover. Says the Rebbe. But before the person does tshuva, then this ekya is bastaras panim. It's not. He doesn't have the ability to see this part of I am ready to exist. It's called because it's koydem tshuva. He's still in Averis. He's not able to see this place. Because he didn't do any kind of preparation to live in this world. And the Torah of Pnei Eki is Gematria Dam. Look at the heuristic, the star, Pirish. The backwards pronunciation of Ekia is Gematria Dam. Kamuva. You know what the Shem Ba'achorayim is? There are many ways to say Hashem's name. All the names of Hashem. One of the ways is called Achorayim. Why is it Achorayim? Because I always go back to the previous letter. So if it's Aleph, and then Hey, Yud, K, right? Ekia. So I'm writing it out Aleph, Hey, Yud, K. So I'm always going back to the previous letters. That's called Achorayim. So if you spell out the Shem Ekia, Aleph, Hey, Yud, Hey, and you calculate it all together, it's Gematria 44. That's Gematria of Dam, which is 44. And that's the Indian of going back. That's why it's called Bahastar. The Hastara of Ekia is what's hidden, the oases that are hidden behind Aleph, Hey, Ekia, Hey, Yud, K. The oases that are hidden behind it, that is the oasis of Aleph, Hey. That is called Bastaras Pnei Ekia, and that's Gematria 44. The Lev Tzil is Smoila. I'm sorry. Kadayin, now let's go back to the Scheiner. What is Dam? What's the Dam here? Shvichas Damim Ubezyonis. Shame, Chazal tell us, is Shvichas Damim. Says by Tamar, when I think the Gemara learns that I think the Gemara learns that from Tamar, that she didn't want to be Malbim Yehuda and tell him that it was your child that I'm carrying. She said, whoever this belongs to, because she didn't want to be Malbim Chaver Baram. The Gemara says over there, a person, it's Hareza Shoifet Dam. He's considered a Shoifet Dam. Why? When a person gets embarrassed, what color does he turn? Because it's Shvich, the Damim Ha'olim, and that's the Shvichas Dam. So Shvichas Damim and Bizyonis is Dam. Al Shem, like the Pasuk says, Uboizai Yeikalu. I'm not sure what the Pasuk, I have to look up the Pasuk, I don't know the types of the Pasuk. Uboizai Yeikalu, we'll look it up, Nina, the next week I will have looked it up. Because the blood that's in the chamber of the left chamber of my heart, which the left chamber of my heart, that is the place where the Yitzhara lives. Like the Pasuk tells us, the Leiv Ksil is Smoil. The Ksil is the Yitzhara, and the Leiv Ksil is the Smoil. The left part is the part of the Ksil, which is the Yitzhara. So when the blood is still in there, the Yitzhara is cooking. He's got me years and years, 56 years. He's got me in his trap. He has me sucked into his place. So the blood, I have bad blood that's streaming through, circulating through my body. So now, the Eibush is sending me bizyonis and shvichas dam. Because these bizyonis and shvichas damim, they are here to help me, even though I am not in tshuva right now. Particularly And what's the ticket? How do I get out of this trap of this blood? Says the Rebbe, the ticket is Sheyahafach Dam L'Doim. Dam and Doim are the same letters, just different Nakudas, right? So you should change Dam into Doim, which is, you said before, is accepted. That he should be from the people who listen to their shame and they don't answer. And he should not be medagdig on the fact that he was shamed. His covered was shame. And when he's Mekayim, this acceptance to the Eibishter, he takes his pain and his shame to the Rebbeinu Shalom. As I could have spoken, that the Eibishter will take all the things away from him, all the halal. Like David HaMelech says, until him doim laHashem v'zchoy l'Eloi. And if you're going to accept to the Eibishter, which means you're going to take your pain to the Rebbeinu Shalom, and you're going to say, Rebbeinu Shalom, my shame is from you. My shame is not from them. This is you that shames me. This is you that wants me because you're doing it as a gift to me. You're giving me humiliation as a gift. I want to tell you, I forgot which Bresel Chazon, one of Bresel Chassidim, and he said, if we would know, maybe the Rebbe said, could be it's a sikha from the Rebbe. I don't remember where I heard it, but if we would know the value of shame, we'd be begging for more shame. Because the shame is healing. Shame is, when we take shame and we accept shame, it's healing. We're going to explain to you, I don't know if we're going to get to that today, but that is the libi cholal b'kirbi. We come to a massive where my heart is cholal b'kirbi. That's going to minimize the dam in the left chamber of the heart. So that's how you merit to cover the kingdom. That when you shecht the Yetzirah, you are, that's how you be mechabed me. So you see that covered and Zvichas Yetzirah are connected. Those are Chachameinos, the Zvichas Yetzirah. Chazal tells that this is talking about the Zvichas Yetzirah. So just a quick review. It's impossible that he should not have either. Why? It's impossible not to answer. It's avoidable. Let me just tell you, the first place to start working on this avoidance, your wife. Your wife is constantly humiliating. She doesn't mean it. I said this, and let me tell you like this. Let me explain. The woman is a macabre, right? And you're the mashpia. The man is the mashpia. The woman is the macabre. What am I supposed to give the woman? Spiritual, emotional, and physical. Those are the three components I am mechuyev, obligated. You're obligated. When we took that we took on ourselves to provide. What are we providing? We're providing for them physically. Food, clothing, and oina. And we're also providing for them emotion. And we're also providing them spiritual. We're giving them spirituality, emotional and physical. Nefesh, ruach, neshama, if you want to call it a different thing. What? One second. Let's just start with it. Just take it for a thing, and we can go and dissect each thing. So, the woman knows that she's supposed to be receiving three components. If she's not receiving one of them, any one of them, doesn't make a difference what? She's not happy. And she feels void. She doesn't know how to express herself. If she's a good woman, she suppresses it, and she's not happy her whole life. If she's a bad woman, or could be the opposite, she's acting out, and you don't know what's flying. She's always hanging her hook, a coat on the wrong hook, because she's going to say, you didn't do this. I did do this, but you know what you didn't do. She's not using the story. She's telling you that I'm not getting something from you. And she knows the alarm. The alarm goes on. Boom, 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 boom. The alarm goes on. I am not received. So what do? We defend. What do? We defend, especially, we're talking on a good way, where I didn't do what she's saying. And what? We defend. First thing is, what do we do? Not what are we supposed to do. First thing is, what do we do? We defend. We defend ourselves. And we say, the more you defend, she doesn't want to be stupid, because you're saying this, I didn't do this, and you found your way out, like we all know how to find our way out. But she's still not happy. So you were right, but you lost the fight. You won the war, and you won the battle, and you lost the war. Because the end, she's not happy. She's not convinced. You didn't change her. You didn't convince her, because she knows 100% you're not doing your job. And your job is to provide for me all these three things. So if she acts out, right, which I'm sure every one of us knows, every woman acts out. Every woman at some point acts out. And we accept humiliation. Why do we accept humiliation? Because you understand that Scheiner medaberes mitoich grana. I'm talking like big words, like as if I know this. I don't have this. Believe me, I'm working on this every single day. But Scheiner medaberes mitoich grana. The Eibush is talking through her, and it's not her that's humiliating me, but it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu that's humiliating me through her. And I understand that this humiliation is actually for my benefit. Because the reason why I need this humiliation is because I was not Zevach Me'etzara, and I want to do tshuva. And in order for me to do tshuva, I need to let go, like the Rambam says, Charot alova v'kavod alos. I need to get rid of this urge, of each person's urge of whatever thing that I'm running to. And we're all addicts, and we're all running to something to be able to escape to. Even Torah. We're escaping. We're escaping because we don't want to sit there and accept the humiliation. The humiliation is a gift. No, I'm saying big words. I wish I could be doing what I'm saying, but that's what it comes out from it. That every Yishma. Now, the biggest madriga is that you should be able to hear it from yourself. What does it mean to hear it from yourself? How long do we have, by the way?
Till 9.
2 more minutes. So let me finish off like this. There are two B's, and there are two U's, and there are two U's. This needs a bigger B. Of maybe next week we'll go into it more. There's the real me, and there's the pretend me. And we're fighting with each other. What's the real me? The real me is my chelik elikayim mal that wants to serve Hashem. The pretend me is my ego. All the things that conditioned me and layered me and developed me, and the people that when I see you and when you see me and when I see you, who do we see? We're seeing this pretend person. That in the pretend person there is some real person in that pretend person. If I start recognizing that my ego is my enemy and not my friend, and what is ego? Ego is edge God out. Rosh Hashanah, I'm pushing God, it's me. Here is the place where it's me. What about me? What about me? There's always a what about me. Yes, there's Hashem. Hashem is here, Hashem is there, Hashem is truly heaven. But what about me? There's still, I had today, I was driving and a car tried to cut me off. You're going to show me? I blocked him. Why? I don't even know the guy. Why? because he wanted to be mashpil me, and I wasn't ready to accept him, the mashpil. Afterwards, I went to his brothers. I said, I'm so sick. I don't even know the person. My ego is so big. My ego is so big that I can't accept that a driver with a school bus driver, Schwarzer lady, Schwarzer lady means something to me that I couldn't. I'm not ready to accept my humiliation. I'm not ready. But if I start recognizing my humiliation, Yishma b'zyoinoi, I should start seeing in myself the other me, this me that's ugly, angry, little child me that doesn't want to give in to the Schwarzer lady that tried to cut me off. This ugly me, I accept it. Yidoim v'yishtoi ikra tshuva Yishma b'zyoinoi yidoim v'yishtoi.